to be replaced. I want you to teach me how to love you. I want to learn your ways. I want to learn how to communicate. I want to learn the things that make you feel safe, the things that make you feel loved, and the things that will make us succeed in our relationship. I know that you are my person. And for that reason, I want to do the work. I want to stay here. I want to work on it. As long as this remains healthy and we remain evolving individuals, I want to stay here. So teach me your ways. Teach me how your brain works, how I can communicate with you better, the things that I can do to make sure that I always make you feel safe. I'm not saying I'm going to be perfect, but I'm saying that I'm willing to try.
You see, a lot of people would call this being a pick me. A lot of people call this simping for a man. Some people will even call this being desperate. That if somebody doesn't want to be with you, why are you trying to conform yourself to be with them? What I call this is maturity. Maturity to be able to realize that within a relationship, you got two people coming in from totally different backgrounds, grew up with different parents, had different experiences, had different gender experiences, had different political experiences, had different racial experiences, had different experiences in its totality. Yet we're trying to come together. We find the similarities that we do have, the initial attraction that we do have, the initial energy that we do have that brought us together. But yet it takes a great amount of work to be able to maintain and grow a relationship. And it takes this type of maturity to be able to grow any relationship, even if it's with your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, aunts, uncles, whomever it would be, your children. It takes this level in order for you to obtain greatness in your relationship. But many people don't want to do this work. Many people look at how much money does a person make? How fine is she? What is their sex like? Do they cook? Do they clean? Can they afford me the house and the vacations that I desire? Many people look at these outward things, these financial things, and determine whether or not that makes for a great relationship. But the truth of the matter is, any relationship that goes over a long period of time, there's going to be changes that happen because my wife and I both moved to New North Carolina to help our parents get set up for their retirement in their retirement ages. Her experience and my experience were different because of the expectations and the duties and how we perceive things. But it was us conversating with one another, talking about what we were each individually feeling and listening to understand the other person that helped us to grow within that situation. Which, and then ultimately, when we made the decision to move here to San Antonio, every experience we've had in San Antonio, ultimately, if we are not communicating with one another, expressing how the different experiences that we have here alter our thought process, our perspective, or how we perceive things, then we will start to grow apart. And that's how life is. As we have been together for all these years, we have experienced many things together, many things that were experienced while she was out with friends, or she was at work, or I was at work, or I'm dealing with friends. And without a lack of understanding one another and communicating with one another and seeing how our minds work, we would have grown apart. Let me tell you a story, give you an example. So before me and my wife met, I had cultivated what was the beginnings of a friendship with a young lady. When my wife and I met, everything was fine between the three of us. But the young lady started to not understand that the availability or accessibility that she had to me when I wasn't with my wife and we were dating, that she didn't have that same accessibility. Now, from my perspective, since it's hard for me to cultivate friendships, I had a harder time letting go of the friendship, of the budding friendship. Whereas my wife was seeing it very clearly that this young lady did not respect her position, my wife's position, when we were dating. But it was through us communicating and through us talking and me understanding where her perspective was. And not only her understanding, me understanding her perspective, but also she understanding where my perspective was. She understood how difficult it was for me to allow myself to become anyone's friend, to give anyone that title. So it wasn't going to be a snap situation for me. It has to be a situation for me where I look at giving the person opportunities to make corrections, but I also understood where her position was, that it shouldn't take that much to be able to get yourself in the right position and what alternative motives might have been there. It was a difficulty. I had stresses, she had stresses, but we communicated with one another and looked at it from each other's perspective, which allowed us to be able to grow from it, which allowed us to be able to increase the trust within our own relationship, for us to increase the love that we have for each other within our own relationship, because we recognized that it is not for you to conform to me, but it's just for you to understand me. And we move beyond that. We move together beyond that, not apart beyond that. I need to understand her. She needs to understand me. So if you do not have that mentality that was expressed by the young lady in the video, then ultimately the things that you experience within your relationship will be distractions that will cause you to go apart from each other. And not that those distractions, that bug, will be the root of your issue. The root of your issue is the fact that you are unwilling to listen and understand how that person receives love, how that person perceives the world, how they perceive you, how they perceive other actions by other people. When you lack that ability, you didn't put a lot of emphasis on the symptoms. Oh, he get frustrated when I ask him to do this or do that. She gets frustrated when I ask her to do this or do that. When this situation happens, I know he or she gets flustered. You're dealing with symptoms instead of dealing with the root. Why are you getting flustered? Do you want to be with that person? Did you want to go to that place? Do you want to live your life this way or that way? You get flustered by it. So until you deal with the root of issues and see it and try to understand the other person, you will always grow apart. It is not simping. It is not pick me. It is not desperation, but it is the maturity to know how to work through and deal with relationship issues and challenges as they come. And as time marches on and you experience things, and undoubtedly you will change who you are as each experience happens. So I hope this has been helpful to you guys. And always remember, you have to free yourself to be yourself because your greatness is non negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.